Shalom, all praises be to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Hashem Rakakadash. Thamia double honours unto the apostles and the bishop elders at Great Millstone who were well, and salutes unto the Arkim who continue to push the word in truth and sincerity. And this is a quick article here from the Financial Times newspaper over here in England. This site is funny, man. Sometimes you can go on it, and then sometimes, like, you click on a link for an article, you can go on it, it's free. Other times you can't access it if you don't pay. But anyways, this is dealing with some strikes, man. You know, UK ministers failed to secure breakthrough in talks with striking unions. Some signs of progress in meeting with Health Secretary, but no movement in education or rail sectors. Right. Talks to avert a new wave of NHS strikes failed to achieve a breakthrough on Monday, but unions and ministers claim some progress was being made with the option of a one-off payment to staff back on the table. And pretty much what's happening, these nurses and doctors are striking because they're not being paid enough in line with inflation, so the cost of living is hard, and pretty much long hours working and everything. They've had enough and they're striking now, to the point where you've got people calling the ambulance services, and ambulances aren't turning up, nobody's answering the phones, no ambulance trucks are pulling up to rescue and help people, in distress, because they've all gone on strike. Instead you've got police and firemen taking people to hospital because the ambulance people have walked out the door. Nurses have gone on strikes. They got the whole hospital bed crisis right now. Health unions said, and they said they're one-off payment to staff back on the table. Well, if you give them a one-off payment, you, as the saying goes, you can give a man a fish and he eats for a day. You can teach a man to fish and he'll eat for his life or something like that. So this one-off payment is not going to rectify the issues because it's going to be an ongoing thing month upon month. So how effective will that be, Health unions said strikes by ambulance staff and nurses would go ahead this month as planned, but officials on both sides said a meeting with Steve Barclay, Health Secretary, had been the most productive so far. Rail and teachers unions were on Monday holding separate meetings with Rail Minister Hugh Merriman and Education Secretary Gillian Keegan. Right. And you got the rail strikes, you pretty much can't get up and down the country, man. You see, because England's an island, so you can't really get up and down, the aisles as before, man. Alright. And with driving, they've got all these zones and ULEZ this and you can't. So pretty much what they're doing is slowly cutting off access to various parts of the country, man. Now, I'm not sure if I come off this article, it might just lock it off. So I'm going to read through what I want, then I'm going to get to scriptures, man. With polls suggesting overwhelming public support for striking nurses and ambulance workers with the NHS in a state of crisis, Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister, is now adopting a much more conciliatory stance in the health dispute. After blocking the idea for one-off hardship payment to NHS staff last month, Sunak on Monday did not exclude the idea. So that's pretty much it. Strikes with rail staff, the trains up and down the country. Strikes with nurses and ambulances, man. And those are key three sectors. The travel sector and the health sector's all messed up over here in England, man. So people are sick and not being attended to. People can't travel, man. So what you're resulting in is caged in sick people, man, with no means of transport or public transport. Driving's, they're making driving more difficult, and on top of that, no means of healthcare. do is, oh man. Let me read this and close it out, man. 2 Ezra 15 and 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. You know, locking off the trains and stuff. It's all pretty much experiments, man, to see how people are going to react. In 2023, it's only going to intensify. You know, Ecclesiastes speaks about the grinding shall cease for labourers are few, man. People walking out of jobs, not getting paid properly, not happy with the conditions of work, you know, salaries and things of that nature, man. So 2023 is going to continue to be a shit show for the UK, man. You know, 3 major sectors in the shit. You know, prophecies come to pass. Anyways, with that, I'm out, man. Shalom.